You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, just how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Welcome to the Crystal Theater and Alice's Showcase. I'm so glad you guys are here. This is our last performance, and it's a wonderful house, so thank you for coming. This showcase, Alice's Showcase, is in memory of my mother, Mary Alice Woollett. I'm her daughter, her oldest daughter. It was inspired by a grief group that I was in, but please don't expect the show to be totally sad. Coffey opens the show, followed by Bus Material. Bus Material's origins date back to San Francisco when my ex, Dan Coffey, and members of Ducksgrove Mystery Theater used to produce comedy showcases at the Other Cafe. Bus Material was reinvented 33 years later because I rode Mountain Line for a year. And coincidentally, it's Mountain Line's 35th anniversary. So please vote for Mountain Line's bus levy in November. After intermission, Gretchen Spies will perform Mom's Monologue. I'd like to thank Alice's Showcase cast and crew for their dedication and talents, especially Shirley Jewell, who owns the theater, who's sitting here tonight, this afternoon, for her patience and generosity. Silk Road Catering for our refreshments, and by the way, there was a mistake. We had beer and wine Friday night and Saturday night, but we don't have it today because the bar is closed, but we do have decaf coffee, pop, wonderful Bernice's Bakery chocolate chip cookies, and water. We want to thank Phyllis Irk for her beautiful sound equipment. I always want to recognize our sponsors. We had a lot of sponsors. And especially I want to recognize Jerry McVeigh, Bert the Trapper, the Missoula Cultural Council, MCAT, Springer Family Farms, my sister Julie Woollett, DBA Gary's Lounge in Lodi, California, Bob and Ellen Knight, Sue and John Honsky, Kent Brothers Automotive, Ruby's Inn, Chow Mambo, the Bitterroot Flora Shop, and Jellystone Park. Thanks for supporting the arts. Caleb Coffey.
Thank you very much. All right. Here's a little song. All right. A lot of reverb on there. Check. All right. Brother. Brother. soul for the things that decay. For if today he should call you away, what would you give in exchange for your soul? What would you give? What would you give? What would you give in exchange for your soul? Or if today he should call you away, what would you give in exchange for your soul? Mercy is calling. Why won't you take heed? Must our dear Savior tenderly plead? It's not your soul, it's precious indeed. What would you give in exchange for your soul? That's an old song. I don't even know how old. Jesus wrote that song. First song he ever wrote. I don't know why we don't just play that one over and over again. After all, Jesus. I've been really pleased to be up in Missoula with all the bluegrass stuff floating around, and gospel stuff, I guess. Here's a little song. This is on the soundtrack of it's a lot of reverb. This is on the soundtrack of The Straight Story, and you know that guy's from Missoula, David Lynch. and everything. We laughed and laughed and laughed. There was the golden blue car you took me to, the darkest place you knew, to set fire to my heart. So when I run in the dark, Daniel, to a place that's lost, Daniel, a sheet of rain on my heart, Daniel, I dream of home. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll play some original songs here. So this song is called Higher Ground, and I wrote it quite a while ago. And it's on the CDs I have. I saved up these dollar bills, I spend them on my way up to the hill. I close my eyes and think of you. So let's do the things that we used to do. You'll just come my way again. If you come along, well, I'll be fine. We'll go to higher ground, on higher ground. Baby, I'll be fine in my mind, on higher ground. Keep 'em cool all the time, way up on higher ground. Lord knows what you found, way up on higher ground. I keep my head up in the clouds. My mind is calling out this game, but I don't think I'll play it now. We'll go to a place that ain't got no name. We'll make it work out somehow, if you'll come my way again. If you come along, well, I'll be fine. Way up on higher ground, on higher ground. I'll be fine in my mind, on higher ground. We'll keep 'em cool all the time. Lord knows what you found, way up on higher ground. I keep my head up in the clouds.
It's from Iowa City, where I'm from.
Spring what's left of those hippies return from old Roman houses in Mexico.
1 second. That knob actually adds more butteriness to my voice.
Spring what's left of those hippies return from old Roman houses in Mexico. Letters and journals and poems to burn. Here at last and at last my words close. My friend Jim just broke up the band. The guys got jobs and the nights got too long. They're selling the amps with one guitar in the van. I'm sure you could have it all for a song. Snow on the north side, trash in the yard. Love like a newspaper, tattered and stained. And a two bourbon twilight that fall from God's cigar. The neighbor's retarded dog chasing the train. Sin and good, you were just hanging around. So take a tip from the birds and change the scene. Find a long river and just follow it down, where our old sins have washed up in New Orleans. Spring what's left of those songbirds return to talk about love and lusting and such. Well, thanks for the letters that you sent back to burn. Their smoke is as light and as dark as your touch.
I gotta tell you, that is about 2.5 too many doses of reverb on there. I'll play one more for you. Yeah, here's a little of this bluegrassy thing.
There's a rabbit in a log and I ain't got my dog. How will I get him my dog? Get me a briar and I'll twist it in its hair. That's how I'll get him my dog. I know, that's how I'll get him my dog. Get me a briar and I'll twist it in its hair. That's how I'll get him my dog. cook that old out. Roast them in the flames, get them brown. Feast tonight with the moon shining bright. Better find me a place to lie down. To lie down, to lie down. Find a place to lie down. Feast tonight with the moon shining bright. Find me a place to lie down. Soles on my shoes nearly worn. Just a little ways ahead, there's an old farmer shed. That's where I rest my weary bones. Weary bones, weary bones. That's where I rest my weary bones. Little ways ahead, there's an old farmer shed. And that's where I'll rest my weary bones.
All right, next letter, everybody. Coffey. If you want a CD, the dirt sheets for that.
Mabel and Russell.
I know, right?
Action, don't anyone?
Good morning.
I guess.
Good morning.
It's like totally afternoon, but whatever.
Don't you think I know that?
Oh, gee, Adrian, did you take that psych test yesterday? My brain, it's like fried.
Yeah, currently like brain dead. Leave a message.
Right?
Adrian! Oh, Adrian!
Like, I don't even get that joke, okay? I've never even like seen Rocky or whatever.
Well, that's your loss.
Oh my god. Harold sat next to me in class yesterday. Every time I look at him, I can feel it.
Like, feel what, Adrian? Like, maybe you should get a vaccine or something?
I know Harold wants me. It's just that I like threaten his comfort zone or something like that.
Like, okay, but seriously, dude, is he not the guy who tried to rob the food bank?
You know, I heard about that.
Second stop, St. Patrick Hospital, Spruce and Orange.
Good morning.
It's afternoon. You were late. You almost made me miss my bus.
No, I didn't. But I was thinking about it.
Oh. You are not supposed to have that thing on the bus.
And you're not supposed to have that thing on the bus.
The bus driver is just being rude, isn't he, dearie?
Well, how are you anyway?
How are you?
Nope. I asked you first.
I don't like people. I like rats. And beanie babies.
You have finally arrived at the transfer center, Woody and Pine Streets.
Okay, we're gonna be here for a little while. If you need to transfer, please do not disembark the bus. If you need a transfer, see me first and then disembark. And this bus will continue as bus number 1. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, just how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine. But, stop. Do not touch the red button.
But my Beanie Babies told me to. They said, push the red button.
Stop. You're just gonna have to contain yourself. And contain the beanies.
Oh. Like, wow, dude, I thought there was not supposed to be any yelling on this bus.
Right?
That's it. We're moving. Everyone in your seats, please pay attention.
Did you see the girl with the hippopotamus tattoo?
Wow, yeah, no, I saw the girl with the dragon tattoo, but, like, it was totally the foreign version, so.
Oh. I know who's all.
First stop, the University of Montana. Arthur and University. Go Grizz!
Woo, go Grizz, go Grizz. Woo.
And how are we today?
We are doing phenomenally.
Splendid, really. Well, go ahead and sit down and we'll talk later.
Is that a guinea pig? No, it's rat. It's a rat. R-A-T, rat.
Second stop, Southern Higgins.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Wait, isn't it afternoon?
Not in Honolulu. Well, most people just don't understand the concept of relative time.
Wendy, how are you?
Oh, hi, Deb. My mom died.
Oh, no. Poor you. I can't imagine how you must feel. Oh. Well, if you didn't get along with her or you did, if you were close with her or you weren't, if she drove you crazy or she didn't, it still hurts.
Yeah, I'm like really sorry.
Thank you.
Ah, I think I have like a headache.
Do you have like a headache, or do you actually have a headache?
Like, what?
Like, I told you it was not a good idea to mix cold smoke and apple pucker.
Right.
I don't want any trouble on the bus.
I'm sorry, I'm being crabby. Just having a real tough time mourning my mom's death. I miss her so much.
I miss my mom.
Yesterday I went shopping and I fell for the 20% off, 40% off, 60% off the regular price at Herberger's. And then I signed up for a credit card that gave me an extra 10% off. And I don't even believe in credit cards.
We don't believe in credit cards either, do we, babies?
So I'm going back to shop.
Well, I can resonate to that.
So, like, shopping, right? I, finally figured out why I, don't really like REI. Sensory overload.
Oh, REIIOU.
Third stop, Missoula College, Southern Bancroft.
What time is it?
I don't wear a watch.
Dude, like nobody does anymore. We all have cell phones now. Hello, it's like 12:45, ma'am, in the afternoon.
Oh, thank you.
Well, next Thursday, I'm flying back to Lodi, and my sister Julie and I are gonna hike up into the Sierras and scatter Mom's ashes over her favorite trout stream. I'm just real worried about leaving my cat Onyx. Last week, I made the mistake of feeding him albacore tuna instead of his usual fancy feast. Now he won't eat anything else. So, he's anorexic and I'm going broke.
Well, did you tell your cat you're leaving?
Well, yes, I explained that I would be gone for 2 weeks, but he doesn't seem to understand.
Well, cats are visual. You have to explain the concept of time using visuals.
Oh, please, my brain hurts.
Don't tell him, show him. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days.
Oh, boy.
My beanie babies know what time they get kissed all the time.
Visuals, okay. Well, I've got a set of tarot cards. I could use those. Those are visual.
No tarot cards on the bus.
Meow.
No cats on the bus.
Fourth stop, Southgate Mall. Don't miss the 20% off, the 40% off, the 60% off the regular price sale at Herberger's.
Meow. Meow. I just love cats.
Did your mom like any special music?
Oh, yes. She loved old cowboy songs. Her favorite was the Strawberry Roan.
Well, I can see that we're way ahead of schedule. So I'm just gonna pull this old Conestoga wagon over into this parking lot. And I'm gonna play that song for you in honor of your mother. You know, I used to play that song when I was with the Lost Highway Band.
Okay, like, do we have any choice?
Like, apparently not.
Just hold on. Eh? I was hanging around, just spending my time. I was out of a job, not earning a dime. When a stranger walks up and he says, I suppose you're a prom fighter by the cut of your clothes. Well, he figures me right, I'm a good one, I claim. Do you happen to have any bad ones to tame? He says I got one, he's a bad one to buck. For throwing good riders, he's had lots of luck. Okay, everybody join in now. All right. Now down in the horse corral, standing alone, stood an old caballo with strawberry roan. His legs were all spavined, his feet pigeon-toed, little pig eye and a big Roman nose, little pig ears that were pinned at the tip. A big 44 brand was on his left hip. He was way back and old with a long lower jaw. I could see with one eye he's a regular outlaw. He's about the worst bugger I've seen on the range. He turned on a nickel and then gave me the change. He came down on all fours, then he went way up high, left me spinning up there in the sky. When I flipped over when the day of his birth. Well, I know there are ponies that I cannot ride. There's some of them out there, they all haven't died. But I'll bet all my money the man ain't alive, can stay on old Strawberry when he makes his high dive.
Oh, that song is timeless. Mom would have loved it. Thank you.
There's nothing like a real ballad.
Like, I guess that was pretty good, like for an old people song.
I know, right? Oh my God, I wonder if they have it on iTunes.
Well, I'm gonna get off here and walk. You know, Wendy, your mom didn't really die. She transformed.
Oh, thank you.
She is now timeless. A daughter of the universe.
Wow. I guess I ought to make more time to ride the bus.
We take the time to ride the bus every day.
We had a lot of pets when I was growing up.
You can't have mine.
We had guinea pigs, turtles, fish, parakeets. My pet parakeet, Perky, sat on my shoulder when I played softball.
Oh my God. Like my parents totally got me a hamster when I was a little girl.
Oh.
They named it Rocky. I never got that.
Adrian, oh, Adrian!
Did you have any beanie babies?
No, dogs, puppies, cats. We were always asking Mom to get us more pets, but she said, well, I'm the one that has to feed them.
Oh, well, here.
Oh.
Here, take him. You will like him. His name is Eddie.
Oh, thank you so much, but I just couldn't. I just don't have time to take care of him.
But Eddie could keep your cat company while you're gone. Here, take him.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not gonna have time to ride the, I need to go shopping today.
Hey, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care about time?
Forget the encore. You're like on a schedule.
Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I take the great ocean, jump in the river and drown. I'm reading good night. I'm reading good night. Good night, I'm reading good night, I read. I'll see you in my dreams.
Sadness flies on the wings of the morning, and out of the heart of darkness comes light. Jean Girardot. will all miss your mother. She was the last of the Springer family of 5. In memory of your mother, a loving heart, a gentle spirit, a beautiful soul. My sympathy card would have read, "Dear Mom, I didn't know I loved you so much." The first morning that I visited Mom in the Vienna, a nursing home in Lodi, California, she was asleep. Her eyes were closed and her face was surrounded by pillows. As I approached, she looked up and smiled that beautiful, familiar smile. "Hi, Mom. It's Wendy." "I know, sweetheart. I've come from Montana to visit you." "I've been waiting, dear." "I took a necklace of yours from your bedroom." "That's good. Take anything you like, dear." "I noticed the necklace Mom is wearing. It's made of seashells. Something Mother would never, ever purchase, even in Hawaii." "Mom, I brought some pictures. This is you and Dad in the Honolulu airport. You look so happy." "Oh, I remember you said that when you went snorkeling, you saw thousands of bright colored fish. Last year, one of the fish in my sister Julie's koi pond disappeared. I kept the message that Mom left on my cell phone and played it back for months after she passed away. We found the fish. It was hiding. Julie was just standing there. Out it came. And Mom loved birds. Those goddamn flickers. Well, some birds. Every summer, she'd fill her hummingbird feeder with sweet nectar and hang it outside the kitchen window. Then she'd watch those birds, sing "You Are My Sunshine," dry the dishes, and remark, "Look how that little Dickens fights with the other hummingbirds over his food." It's just after breakfast in the Vienna, and I wheel Mom into the social room, featuring a huge pipe organ with big pipes and a gigantic TV set. I sit next to Mom with more pictures and wait for the other old folks to roll in. I whisper to Mom, "This is nothing like the real Vienna." She's wearing polyester pants with an elastic waist and a sweatshirt covered with butterflies and flowers, something Mom would never ordinarily wear. "Look, Mom, it's the I Love Lucy show." I hold her hand as we watch the giant TV. Her hand feels soft and light, like paper. I trace the purple veins and can feel the bones underneath. She is so very small. Her hair is now completely white, straight, and parted where Mother would never, ever part her hair.
You remember?
You remember Lucy, Mom? We used to watch it when we lived on Cortland Drive. Julie and I were still in high school then. Oh, Lucy looks ridiculous in that tutu. And Ricky looks so handsome conducting his orchestra. Oh, uh-oh. Lucy wants to be in Ricky's show, but she's obviously a terrible dancer. You and Dad loved Lucy. You even liked Ricky Ricardo, even though he wasn't American.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Remember this picture? That's me in my brand new back-to-school outfit. I remember you used to take me shopping at Arden Mall, I. Magnon's, and J.C. Penney's. I hated shopping with you, Mom. I would try on the latest fashion for you, and you'd say, "You look like a floozy," or something worse. But everybody's wearing it, Mom. Well, you're not everybody. But I like it. It's too faddish. So I'd have to take everything back. But you surprised me once. I came home from school, and there, laid out neatly on my bed, was a heather blue cardigan sweater with a matching satin blue and gold plaid skirt. Oh, Mom, you had such great taste. Oh. I also remember one time you took me and Julie to a big mall in the Bay Area. I think it was San Mateo. Our behavior embarrassed you, and so you spanked us in public. By the time we got home, I still couldn't stop crying. Do you remember what you said? Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. Then we had to spend a long time in our bedrooms. I got so bored that I picked off this big scab of wallpaper from behind my bed. When I realized what I had done, I tried to hide it with the bed pillows, but you found out. Boy, I was in real trouble then. Shame on you. Just wait till your father gets home. Oh. Remember Mrs. Brown? Ugh. I remember we were living in Fair Oaks, and I was in the 4th grade. You moved me into Julie's room, and then moved old Mrs. Brown into my room. I hated Mrs. Brown. She smelled of pee and bedpans, and she bossed everybody around, including you. Shoot me if I ever act like Mrs. Brown, you used to say. Oh, it was so funny. Just last week, my boyfriend wanted us to go to my least favorite restaurant so he could get his usual burger and beers. And I said, shoot me if I ever set foot in that restaurant again.
And then one day I found my love as perfect as could be.
traveled outside of California, except to go to Oregon, Nevada, and of course Hawaii. I traveled to Europe in 1977, the year that Elvis died. I went to Ireland and I sent Mom this delicate sugar and cream set. She never mentioned it. To this day, I wonder why I really sent it. Was it to say that I could go to Europe? Oh, Mom, I think you left this picture on your dresser for me to find because I've never seen it before. But that's you in that two-piece designer suit, and that's Dad, and that's your mom, and the girls are your nieces, Wilma and Doreen. Mom loved Wilma and Doreen. Wilma was the classic teenager in bobby socks and saddle Oxfords. While I was visiting her in the nursing home, she called me Wilma. But I didn't mind. Wilma's pretty close to Wendy. But sometimes she would call me Julie, my sister's name, and then she'd stick out her tongue and act all silly. Mom drove into Gridley one day wearing that two-piece designer suit when a big pheasant flew into her windshield, the windshield of her 1944 brand new Pontiac. Well, it was such a big mess that Mom drove all the way back to Biggs. When she pulled into her driveway, her nosy neighbor waved. Mom picked up that big bloody bird and said, "Dinner." Oh. Where'd that go? There. Mom, look at this. That was that grapevine that you planted in your backyard. Oh, and remember, we got lost in that giant grape vineyard in the San Joaquin Valley. Oh, there were pheasants there too. Oh, I remember. You were taking me on a tour of the famous wineries and your big Cadillac ran out of gas. Oh no, Julie must have forgotten to fill the tank, you accused. I had noticed some farm workers out in the field. Mom, maybe one of them have a cell phone. Farm workers do not have cell phones, you said. And then one of the workers pulled out a cell phone and called for help anyway. Mom. And Mom, you were wrong about the presidents too. I used to cringe every time you would call Barack Obama our so-called president. 30 years ago, we would have these so-called political discussions. I voted for a Democrat once. Oh, Frank, Mom said. Well, I thought we could use a change, so I voted for Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You did not, she shouted in denial. Even when I was a freshman in college, after one of those political discussions with Mom and Dad, I'd usually run to my bedroom in tears. But I kind of got a little payback when I brought home my long-haired, folk-singing boyfriend named Brian. Mom took one look at Brian and ran to her bedroom in tears.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
About 5 years ago, Mom moved in with Julie and her daughter Ellie. Mom sent me boxes and boxes of her precious things. Each item was neatly wrapped and accompanied by an individual handwritten note. This is the last of a complete set of china your grandmother collected from oatmeal boxes. Jack's wife, Babe, came in shortly after your grandmother passed away and took the rest. This was my favorite tablecloth. Have tried getting it repaired. No luck. Maybe you might know someone. Mom didn't want me to write her oral history, but her story was already chronicled, piece by piece, with notes tucked into her special keepsakes. Her favorites were her cut glass pitchers and bowls. Mom's parents farmed rice in Biggs, California when she was growing up. Every summer, her mother would use her best bone china to serve lunch to the harvest workers, including iced tea in delicate cut glass pitchers. Anywho, Mom would say, nobody likes cut glass anymore. You can't even sell it in garage sales. One of my friends uses the expression, anywho, instead of anyway, just like Mom. Every time I hear her say that, I look around for you know who. Mom, there's another episode of Lucy on. I'm a good girl, Mom blurts out. I comfort her. I know that she sits in her wheelchair and does what the nurses ask her to do. It was important when Mom was growing up to be a good girl. If you were a good girl, your existence was justified and you had value. Julie and I tried to be good girls for Mom. Now at 89, Mom's back to doing the same thing. A nurse comes over and asks if Mary is thirsty. I defend my mom. Her name has never, ever been just plain Mary. It is Alice, or Mary Alice. And the name Mary is on her door, too. But the nurses speak English as a second language and don't understand me. I feel so angry and frustrated. But Mom doesn't. She's accepted the Vienna as her home. She seems to be living her life in the shadows of her memories with people she loved long ago, like Wilma, in a room with the wrong name. A pastor once told me that Death is a very spiritual experience. A hospice room is a lot like a birthing. But what a difficult pregnancy. First you have to sell your home, get rid of all your belongings, lose your bridge partner, and stop driving your car. Julie called and told me about Mom's last car adventure, the accident with that Arab man. I can just picture it. Mom in the Target parking lot, her white Cadillac all banged up. It's his fault. He did it, she said. Insurance company didn't think so.
Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world.
When Mom relinquished her car keys, she said, I guess it's for the best. I sold my fancy white car the day Mom died. And no, I wasn't trying to reduce my carbon footprint. I was driving a car I couldn't afford, just like Mom.
Did you know?
Did you know that Julie and Ellie snuck Mom out of the Vienna? They took her for a late lunch to her favorite restaurant, Panera Bread. She was frail and not all there, and they had a hard time moving her around. But after all, it was her 90th birthday. It's so good to be out. It's so good to be out, she kept saying. After lunch, Julie and Ellie bought a coconut cream pie for Mom's roommate and a takeout dessert for Mom. An extra thick Starbucks caramel frappuccino. Julie said, I knew Mom was losing it when she didn't eat the whipped cream first. Mom liked what she liked. It was always Coke, never Pepsi. Years ago, when the Coca-Cola company changed the recipe for Coca-Cola, Mom was so upset she actually wrote a letter to the company. And Mom did not like Ellie's friend Hannah. Nobody could understand why, because Hannah was a very sweet girl. But when Julie and Ellie couldn't find anyone else to sit with Mom but Hannah, they just changed Hannah's name to Ashley. When they got home, Mom had nothing but good things to say about Ashley. Mom, I'm gonna have to leave now. Would you like me to take you back to your room, or do you want to stay here? Oh, Wilma, I'll just stay here and watch some more TV. In November, I returned to my sister's house in Lodi. There in the hallway, Julie had put a table with a fancy box containing Mom's ashes. There were sympathy cards from friends and relatives. And amongst the cards were some old, yellowed news clippings about Mom and Dad. Miss Mary Alice Springer announces her engagement to Colonel Frank Summers Woollett. The bride was dressed in a powder blue cardigan suit with matching gloves and a small feather hat. Her contrasting bag and shoes were of snakeskin. Gardenias and pink rosebuds were her flowers. Mom looked just like Jackie Kennedy. Don't you ever tell her I said that. My mom and dad. Mom and Dad didn't leave an estate. In fact, their property taxes were in arrears. I guess my childhood memories of them are enough of an inheritance. But the real gift came about 2 months after Mom passed. My son Caleb came all the way out to Montana to visit me. I believe that Mom sent him to me to comfort me in my grief. I returned to Montana with this picture Mom had left for me. This note I had sent her that she had kept. Dear Mom, Happy Mother's Day. Love, Wendy. I'll be there next week. And with this necklace I took from her bedroom, a topaz stone on a chain of sadness. On September 24th, 2012, my sister Julie called me to tell me that Mom had passed away at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Mary Alice Woollett, mother to Wendy and Julie Woollett, wife of Frank Summers Woollett, grandmother to Caleb Joseph Coffey and Ellie Lynn Phillips. Born September 11th, 1922, died September 24th, 2012. I have a lot of pictures of my mom, but my favorites are when she was 18 or perhaps 20. She looks so young and happy and carefree. It was a time before Dad, a time when her life was hers and her memory, her future unwritten, a daughter of the universe.
Well, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Okay, everybody sing with us now. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. And we have one more song to play for you. Have my mother-in-law here, who's been almost like my second mother. Her 92nd birthday was yesterday.